Okay, so today we're going to take a look at another pattern, which is basically of numbers. And the pattern that we're going to print is like this. Okay, so it looks like a scalene triangle, more of a equilateral. So we're going to take a look at it. So first, you see, in the first line, there is something that I've written, which is I've taken the user input as enter the number of lines. So first things first, we'll write that statement first. Int input. I'll write enter the number of lines. This is the first thing, very basic. Now we'll go into the main pattern. So you see, you forget the second line, which comprises of only one. And when you go to the next lines, you'll see first there are spaces, then there's a number, then there's another space, then there's a number, then there's another space, and there's a number. So we'll write the loop like that. Okay, so you see, for number of lines equals to 8, I get 8 lines. So first what I'll do is I'll write the spaces. I'll initialize the spaces. Okay, so for 8 lines I get 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 spaces. So for 8 I'll write sp is equal to n minus 1. First, I'll write this pattern as sp equals to n minus 1. Then I'll write two constants. One is c equals to 1. Another is line increase. INC stands for increase. That would be equal to 1. Now we're going to go to the main pattern, main loop. So for number of lines, I'll write for I in range, from 1 to n plus 1. Because if you want to run the loop for n times, you have to write till n plus 1. That's the very nature of Python range. Okay, range is in Python. Now, we'll take line by line. In each line, first there are the spaces. You see? So I'll write a loop that will only control the spaces. So I'll write for j in range 1 to sp plus 1. I would have written sp plus 2 or only sp, but since I have initialized it with sp equals to n minus 1, I'll write sp plus 1. Now I'll print what I have to print, the spaces. Okay, the spaces, and then I'll write end equals to empty quotes. So this end represents that the cursor stays on the same line and doesn't move on the next line. Okay, now I'll decrease the spaces. I'll write sp minus equal to 1. And in the next line, what I'll do is I'll write line increase plus equal to 1. Okay, plus equal to 1. What? Now, what does line increase do? You see, in every line, the first digit is increased by 1. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So in every line, the first, so this line increase, what it does is it basically controls the first digit. And now I'll write this space. Now see, in every line there are two kinds of pattern. One is the ascending portion, another one is the ascending portion, and another is the descending portion. So first we'll control the ascending portion, that would be controlled by C. Okay, so for k in range, the loop will run from 1 to I plus 1. 1 to I plus 1. 1 to I plus 1. Next, I'll print the spaces. I'm sorry, I'll print C, not the spaces. I'll print C, and I'll end with nothing. And in the next line, I'll write C plus equal to 1. Because you see, in every ascending pattern, pattern, 4, 5, 6, 7, it increases by 1. And the next is I'll print the spaces. The program itself is very beautiful, actually. I kind of like it. So Now we'll decrease the value of C, because why I'll decrease the value of C is after the ascending pattern, it descends. So it descends with -1. So when the number will come at 7, it will then go to 6, and then from 6 I'll run another loop. You'll see in the next next pattern, next set of codes, you'll see that. So I'll go for L in range. I'll give C -1 line inc -2, line inc -2, because if you want the program to run from 5 to 1, then you have to write for L in range 5 to 0. That's the very nature of these kind of patterns, I mean in these kind of functions in Python. You don't you exclude the last digit that you wrote in the increasing statement. Now I'll print L. Now I'll print L, then I'll write end equal to empty course. Then what I'll do is I'll print another space. The program is very simple, very basic, but it looks a hell lot a bit complicated. Now, you see, in every line, the line increase, what it does is it increases in every line by 1. So what I'll do is I'll assign the value of line increase to C. If you take any other, if you have any other idea, please be free to write it in the comments. I would love to hear that. And then print, that will take the cursor in the next line in each statement. So the program is almost complete. Now we'll run the program. I have to give a name for running it. Oh, I've already done it. So I'll write till 9. If you write till 9, you get the full pattern. If you can't see, I'll copy this. You can take any damn number and you can check. So I'll here, you get the whole pattern up to 9. And I'll take another number. I'll take 15. Big numbers. Oh, that's a very big term. You see, this kind of distorts the whole pattern, giving large numbers, because the lines would get no spaces. Now you see here, as I've printed, I get the whole thing. I've used it with 15. Okay, so you can use the program with any number. And so let's go and check over the program with a quick discussion of what we have done over here. So first I've taken the input, that is enter the number of lines, then the spaces that come at the beginning of every line. Okay, wait, I'll take a small number for doing this, or the result itself will be very complicated. So I'll take 5. 5 is basic. I'll copy this and print it over here. So first I have the number of spaces 1, 2, 3, 4. So number of lines -1. Number of lines -1 is the spaces. So here line -1. C for the numbers in a line, and line increase for the numbers to increase in every line. That is the very first digit of each line. So for I in range, so the range is for the number of lines. Then I have divided the pattern into 2 portions, first to the ascending, then to the descending. Okay, so first the ascending portion, then decrease in the spaces, number of spaces, then line increase, that increases by 1, the first digit. You can increase the line increase in any lines, I mean in any portion of the program, except the last portion, of course, or it will change the program. So then we come to print the ascending portion. This itself recounts for the ascending portion. Here, this is the ascending portion. This is where it ascends program. Then there's a space in every line. The space in every line is represented by this pattern, I mean this statement. Then we come to this set of codes. This set of codes, which itself forms the descending pattern, descending loops. And then we come to this line, line number 18, which is c is equal to line inc. That means that in every line, the first digit is initialized with line inc. So, and line inc increases by 1 in every line. Okay. And then print for the next line. So this is all about that program. It's very simple. It's very beautiful. You can check it out, and please subscribe to the channel. It'll be a lot for me. Okay. So see you in the next video.